Well, g'day tubes, how's she going? Pretty good here. So we got a few saws from the club here to look at. Anyways, this is my job. Oh yeah, that should probably be sharpened. Okay, someone's sharpened that and didn't sharpen it right. It's got some gas in it. We should probably, I'm sure it'll start up fine. I don't think this one's super old, but this is a MS 291. Pretty good saw, I guess. I don't know much about it, but I think it'll probably start up good. But maybe before we get going here, looks like it's had a bit of use. We're gonna pop this guy off. I think you got to pop this whole top off to get to the air filter in this one. It's kind of different. It's like 3. Sure have had a lot of different designs for these things when they have air filters in them and stuff. And it's pretty dirty in there. So that just probably pulls off. Yeah. And it's got a bit of crud in there, so I gotta get this all cleaned off, and I'll get this blown out of here. It's a different sort of filter too. Interesting. Different shapes, this filters and stuff. Yeah, this one looks pretty new, this saw, so I'm not even gonna check the plug on this guy, I don't think. But let's get her cleaned off here first, and then put her back together here, and maybe check the fuel in it. It definitely needs a chain sharpened, so we'll have to take that down, and I don't have my sharpener here. I'll take that down and do it down my other shop there. Alright, so that's a little better. Wasn't too bad, but yeah, this is a... Alright, let's get this guy off of here. Doesn't really look like that's been off too many times. This must be a fairly new saw. Like I say, I don't really know much about these yet, but will soon, I guess. It's a bit dirty in there, so we'll get that cleaned up. We'll get this loosened off of here, and I'll just pop down quick and give this chain a little touching up. Kind of looks like maybe someone's gone at it with a file and they put too much angle onto it. Should be around 30 degrees roughly. They might have put a little bit too much on it. Okay. So, get this off here. We're going to clean up the bar. Well, that doesn't look like an original bar for this one, though. It shouldn't be an Oregon bar. If it was a new saw, it would be a Stihl bar, right? I wonder what's going on there now that I kind of look at that. That doesn't look kind of right. Hard to say. What I do to clean out the bars, see there's the little oil hole there, you kind of want to make sure that's clear and good to go in case you happen to put the bar on that way, is I just take my air and this nozzle down there and blow all that junk out of there. It works pretty good. Air here, so I just kind of do this. Normally I don't do it right in front of the camera, but just kind of clears out the bar. The hole didn't clear out though. There we go. And you can look down there, you can see the groove. I don't really go at it with any kind of degreasing stuff. Because you kind of want that oil in there, sort of thing. Don't really want to get that oil all out of that thing, so. And you just want to look at her, you know, and make sure it's all good. Well, that's a 16-inch bar on this thing. 325 by 67 links. Alright, this one is not terrible bad. Oh yeah, it's got some, you can see the point of that guy's knocked off, so we'll have to go and, yeah, it wouldn't cut too good, that one, it's not very sharp. And this guy here, and then the guard, I'll just take outside and blast all this crap off so it's nice and clean. Alright, that chain's fairly sharp now. I think they had her, I think they probably did it with a hand file. Likely when they're out in the bush, right? doing work out there on these work parties we do and stuff. And I kind of imagine someone did it with a hand file, but it was it was around 45 or so degrees. This is quite a hook on that. Quite a hook on them there. So I took her down to 30. That's where it should be roughly. And it'll probably cut pretty good at that 45 still. It just cut really fast maybe. Might be a bit grabby. Probably would take a lot finer chip too, I would think. Anyways, normally I go in here and look at the bearing and stuff, but this thing's like brand new. Like you can tell it's like cleaned up pretty nice. Like it's not that old. So I'm not going to go too crazy with looking at things in layer on this one anyways. I got another one that was in their storage area there where they keep this stuff. And I think it's been kind of abandoned by the looks of things because it's missing the oil cap and it's missing, I don't know, I'll have a quick look at it today maybe too and see if it's resurrectable. Maybe it'll start up and run. Hard to say. We'll take this, well, we got to put this cover on the top back on. And take this one out and give it a fire. Come on now. Take her out and give her fire, I'm sure it'll fire up just fine. This one looks fairly fresh. I don't know how old this one is, but it's not too bad looking. Okay, it's got these new kind of crappy caps on it. I'm not crazy on them, but doesn't smell too bad in there. It's not great, but we'll put a bit of my stuff in here. That's got really twisted up here. It's a twist going. That's what happens to those caps with those little strings on. Sometimes they get twisted right up. And let's check. Holy. Yeah, that's not too bad yet. Okay, we'll take her outside and fire it up. MS-291. It's got a heck of a lot of compression in it. No decompression on it too, I guess. Oh, that's the way that one is. Well, looky here, another MS-291. Same as before. Yeah, that chain needs a touch up. So we'll take her apart. I wonder if they bought these kind of the same time. This one doesn't look quite as old either. What are you on about, lady? Looks about the same age, maybe. Hard to say. This one's pretty crubbed up too. Yeah. I always back them right off. Even this one, maybe they are coming with an Oregon bar now. It doesn't make sense. The bar looks a lot older than the saw though. Yeah, that one's got some good nicks in it. We'll take that one down, sharpen him up too. And maybe this one we'll pull that apart. This bar cleaned up a bit first here, maybe. I've never seen paint do that on a bar either. It's like peeled off kind of weird there. Okay, let me give this a blast. Now this bar has another hole on the tip here for actually greasing. I don't have my grease here. It's a tiny little wee fitting. And honestly, they get enough lube from the oil. Most of these Stihl ones don't have them, like this guy. Well, that one has one. Most of the Stihls now don't have those anymore. But another thing you want to feel for is like a ridge. There's a good ridge along this one here. So, oh, that seems weird that they have different bars on them. All right, we're going to take apart this clutch here, just the drum, and get that bearing out of there, and maybe I'll put a bit of grease in it. That's sort of one thing that you should kind of keep greased. Just a little bit of grease. I've got a little E-clip here we got to get off. Sometimes they're exciting. There we go. Come on now, you're almost there. There. Just because when the thing's not running, it's got to run in this bearing. So this shaft is spinning in this bearing, right? So you got to kind of, you know, keep that bearing real good shape. That's your little retainer washer. And that guy just comes right off. Awesome. It's not too bad in there. It's a bit dirty, but you also get some crap buildup in here too, right? So that's probably another good thing to try to keep cleaned out. What I'll do is spray all this with some brake cleaner, get all that crud out of there. And we'll clean that up a little better too. Check your bearing, make sure it's not broken or falling apart or missing needles. And I just want to have a look down here. It doesn't look too bad. So there is a spot on here where you got to hook this guy back in, and it's actually up here, and that's what drives your oil pump. You'll see it won't fit in quite right there, right? You got to turn it until it clicks down, which we've gone past. Makes it a little more difficult without the bearing in there. Let's just throw that back in. Come on, baby. Because that thing does move around, and that's what's actually pumping your oil. So you gotta make sure you get that there. That's where that's gotta sit. If you don't have it in right, it's gonna sit too high. And you'll never get that clip in anyways. It's kind of a fail-safe thing, but... Okay, let me go up and clean this guy up, and then we'll pull the cover off the top of this one too. Alright, should be good there now. And this is fairly cleaned up here. I didn't get all off, but just a bunch of them here too. Wow. It's hard to get. I think they might have been using some other kind of oil because it didn't seem to want to come off too nice. But anywho, almost out of this stuff. Just gonna give this a bit of a clean here. Clutch is clean. This is pretty grimy in here. It's got the worst of her. Don't feel any grooves, nothing weird, so that's good. Okay, so A little bit of grease for this guy. We've got some smooth peanut butter. Just a little bit of grease for the bearing. Don't need too much. I like to put her inside like that. Hair more. Hair more. Okay. And what I like to do is, so it gets through all the needles here, is I hold the other end like this, and I push it down on the shaft. And that didn't work because that stuff's really thick, but we got her in there anyways. Usually it'll squeeze right through the, you know, she'll squeeze right through. Okay, it's pretty good there. Put this back together now. I've got to line this guy up again and wear. So it can be hard to show you, but there's a little bar. I don't think I'll be able to show you with the clutch on, but there's a little bar and it's right here right now. And that little groove in there goes in there, so it's when this clutch spins, that's what spins your oil pump. Alright, so we want to get that right about there, just like that. So if you could spin that fast enough, you could actually get your oil to pump it, if you were that good at spinning it. That down there, you just want to get this, enough room for this guy. Where needle nose might work good there. Just got to get this guy underneath again and snap him in. Make sure that went in good there. Just double check it with my light. I think we're good there. Okay. So that shouldn't spin quite so free now because we got some bit of grease in there. Should be good. Okay. We'll take this off first before we look at the bar, or put the bar back on. Yeah, that's pretty dirty in there, let me tell you. That needs a good cleaning out too, so let me pop outside and we'll blast this all off. Alright, that's not looking too bad. I wonder if this one we should take a look at the spark plug. What the heck? Man, they come up with some weird stuff, let me tell you. It's got this weird cover on it there. It looks pretty new still, this one. This is an NGK in here, nice. That's not really feeling too nice coming out there. Oh yeah, she's running beautiful. It's nice and not too oily, carby, crappy up. I'll just give her a little dust in here maybe. Really light brush. You don't want something too heavy, you're gonna alter your gap there. This thing's pretty light. It's taking a lot of extra sweeping, we'll say. Maybe I'll let that one soak with the stuff on it for a minute here, the vise. I'll just let her soak and then I'll blast it out. It's got a little bit of carbon on it there. Not bad though. That stuff will eat through that. Alright, well, while we're waiting on that, we'll this guy back. And I was looking at the adjustments here. Well, you need a special key for that one now too. They're really weird. I don't know if you can see them in there. Where are we here? This guy's right here. I don't know. Some special key. I probably got one, but shouldn't need to adjust these things. Actually, this is A little bit different carburetor than I'm used to as well. I don't know. Sweet. I like how those click on though. Should be all good. Let's have a look at this plug again here. We'll see. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. Clean that out of there. Now I'll just hit that with some air here, and then we'll stick her back together. Oh, drop the hose on you. Sorry, guys. Stay up there. Okay, back here. Yeah, weird how that feels kind of tight there. It's almost like they didn't, I don't know. Be good. Got a weird little cap on here. It's not actually built into the thing anymore. It's got like a separate little cap, I guess, for some reason. All right, that should be good. This is pretty good under there. I think we'll be good. This has to go down. So we got one more saw after this. Technically two more. One is a fairly old one, and it looks like it needs a couple of things, so we'll have to see what it needs. I might just see if it'll start up and see how well it runs. It doesn't want to run too great, then we might work on that one a bit later. Alright, pretty happy with that. Bar's good and clean. Nice sharp chain. It wasn't too bad. It had a pretty good angle on it, but it was used a bit. Now this one's got a little more hours on it because I can tell the cog here's got a little bit of wear onto it too. So okay, guard's fairly good. And we'll check the fuel and stuff in this one. Oil. Fire this guy up. Do kind of like those toolless things for these saws. Some of them have that. That's actually fairly sweet. You want to hold up on the bar because it does actually change the tension of the chain. Okay. Okay. That one's all tight too. Looks like it needs a bit of fuel. Giant fuel filter in them. It's kind of old, that stuff, but put some fresher in. Almost out myself. That's not so good. Oh, D guide. Shortens it up when you twist it like that. I'm going to put a bit in that one, I think. use these saws very often, like maybe once or twice, sometimes 3 work parties a year. And like the one guy uses it for cutting some wood down at the one cabin by the lake there. Alright, let's take her out here and fire it up and see how well she runs. It needs a good wash, like pressure washing, I think. You can only do so much with your air gun, you know. Okay, let's hit her outside here. Hose with me. Alright, we'll lock that. Good. Sweet. Another good one. Alright, so we're the same saw style, but we're a little smaller with this one, a 271. Those other guys were 291s. And this chain looks pretty good, actually. I'm going to leave it alone, I think. Well, that's good. Don't have to bother with that. And yeah, this one looks a little more beat up-ish. Maybe one of the older ones, but we're going to probably do the clutch on this one too here. Holy crap! You don't have to be that tight. Jeez. It's pretty crubbed up, this one, isn't it? I need a lot of cleaning. Now these, I'm going to get these 3 done here. I might take these back because I think there was a cap. Potentially I noticed there for that other saw. And it's a lot older saw, but we'll have a look at it too maybe today. But I think I might pop these back out in case someone out there today potentially wanted to saw something, which I highly doubt it because it's kind of crappy and it's kind of crappy day out there today, rainy and crappy. But let me go and blow this guy off. All right, it seems something right off the bat with this fella that's not much good. This needs a new clutch bell. It's pretty bad. That's probably the original one, and they probably are running the chain too tight. You can actually run a chain too tight on these, believe it or not. Okay, that part there looks good. Now I can't get one today though, unfortunately. They're closed now. They close at like noon. I think it's 20 after 1 now here, so I got a place just up the road from me, but look how wore out those are. That's not supposed to be like that. Wow, that's almost cutting right through, so we'll have to get a new one of them. New one of them, for that. That bearing doesn't look too bad. I might just give it a quick little dosing. We'll grease that up when we put that in. Next parts for that, because that's really bad. Oh, I've never seen one so wore out. And that's from the chain being too tight. Going now, I think I'll go this way so you can see how wore out that is. It's actually cutting into, and you can see it on this chain here now, it's actually cutting into the link. So that's not good. So when that's spinning, Let's let that down so far. It should be sitting up kind of on the top here. It shouldn't be down there, so we might have to get him a new chain too. Although this one's probably still salvageable. Yeah, I think it'll be alright yet. We'll get a little more life out of it. But you notice this one had the original Stihl bar for it. So that's interesting. That was interesting. And this one is going to be, it tells you right on here, a 325 by, where the heck is it? It's all scratched off. My eyeballs aren't seeing it. Of course, I only punch it on one side. I think this is an 18-inch. Yeah, 18-inch. 325. It should tell you how many links on there too. I'll just have to get a. I think they actually got more chains out there, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. All right. Well, we'll have a look under here. Maybe it needs an air filter too. We'll check the plug. Probably wouldn't hurt to put a new plug in it too. We'll see how it is. I can sometimes resurrect them plugs, you know, get them soaking in that stuff and holy smokes. Ooh. This is really dirty in here. I don't think those rings are supposed to come out, but we'll definitely be cleaning this one. Oh wow, this one's really gummed up in there. Look at all that mess. And these ones, you don't think you have to worry so much about the stuff getting blown inside because it doesn't work the same. It doesn't get sucked right in. It comes around the sides. So I'll go out and give this a good blast in here, give that a blast in, and check the plug. Okay, that's good. That's cleaner. Let's get this plug boot off of here. We'll check this plug out. Probably needs a new one. Oh, that's an interesting little cover. How are you supposed to get your guy in there? I wonder. Sure interesting the way they change things. It's like, let's put this boot cover on here so people don't think that they can get that out. How is this one? Ooh, she's a bit dirty. She's a little bit oily. Someone's running maybe too much oil in it. Well, we'll let her soak here for a minute, I guess. If not, it doesn't come out too good, we'll maybe I'll just get them a new one for it. I think everything else so far is pretty good with this. Probably won't be starting this one today. Oh, that smells pretty gross too. Might dump that out. It's kind of stinky. Maybe they don't use this one a whole lot. Could do with a little bit of bar oil. So I was asked there, I think on the video, what the heck was that, when we were servicing the tractor there, and someone asked, you know, like, you pay for a membership at this place and you're doing all this work for free for them. It's like, well, it's kind of wore out too. Like, I'm not really doing work for free here. It's better. I'm like, yes, we pay for our membership here and we do work for free, but it's not kind of like that. I'm 1/400th share in this place now, you know, ownership of this place. So we're actually owners of this place. When you're a paid member, you're an owner, you're a shared member. So Technically, yeah, it's kind of weird how that sounds, I know, but what would happen though if the place ever sold, or they, you know, whatever, got to get rid of it or whatever, they would have to sell it and then share 400. I get a 400th share, I guess, or whatever, you know. They'd have to divide whatever money they get for it into 400 kind of thing. So you wouldn't get a whole lot, but for 250 bucks for the year, and all of a sudden, boom, they're going to sell this place. You're going to get, you know, 20 grand or whatever out of it. Whatever they would get for the place, I don't know what it would be worth. It's got nice ponds on it, and shooting range already all set up on it. And now they're probably not going to sell it because they've been at the same place since 1930, so the chances of that are pretty slim. But that's cleaning up not too bad. I think I can save getting them a plug. All right, let me blast this out. Yeah, beautiful. I'll flip it back around here and we'll put her back in. Gap doesn't look too bad. The electrodes look pretty good still, so I don't think I'm going to worry about her too hard. PPMR7A. Should look down in here, I guess. Ooh, it's actually pretty clean down there. Kind of surprised at that. She looks good. Okay, drive her on. Okay, so this one we'll have to put on hold for now. Won't be able to get parts till next week now, because as of right now we're Saturday and they close at noon up there on Saturdays, so that'll be the end of that. Yeah. Oh, I didn't clean this cover out. Oops, my bad. Alright, it's got the worst of her anyways. Got an extra screw here that shouldn't have come out, but it did. Alright. This guy we better not start up, maybe. Whoa, jeez. Not until you get the clutch on. You'll actually blow the clutch shoes out of that. I mean, I could throw it on just to test it, I guess, but we'll wait until we get the parts. Okay. Well, that one's in limbo, waiting. So, yes, it is. Alright, leave this all here, I guess. And we'll have a quick look at this other one here. Let me grab it here. It's pretty rough shape, but it's an older saw. I'm not even sure what the heck it was. 026. Not too sure why that's all wore off of there like that, but 026. That's an oldie. But they're missing the cap here off the oil. I don't really know why, and I don't know if they're really using this one anymore. It might not be a used saw anymore. It was in there, so I brought it home. There's probably no gas in it. No. I'm sure I seen a... Oh, that's not even in right. Oh, man. Let's have a look at her here. He's had a... Wowee. He's had her gummed up. He's had a meter. Way to get the filter off. I kind of don't think they use this one anymore. But maybe we'll just give it a quick cleaning up here and then see if we can get it to start. It might be still a good saw, and then I'll maybe take these other two out we've serviced up here. Oh, that's not good. It's working. Wow, I don't know. This one's missing something here. It's missing the choke lever. Let me blast it off first so I can have a look in here. Alright, so I just took a break there and popped that two saws back out there good. And this is was in there too. I don't know if that looks like a fuel cap maybe. I don't think this is going to fit here. It looks too big. I think this is a fuel cap. So some reason we're missing the oil cap off of this. Yeah, that's a fuel cap. Well, I didn't know that, so anyways, maybe we'll just give this guy a start here. Now, interestingly enough, I think that's an 02. '26. I don't remember now. This is like what we used to rent at the rental. These ones, the 026 and the 0332, 3 something. I don't remember now. That's a long time ago. This doesn't seem to be kind of working tremendously great here, though. Seems to be going right off again. But now I don't remember now if these things had a choke or not, so we're going to try to fire it up here. I probably should put this guy back on. Let me give him a quick clean in here. Oh, I remember now. This has got the choke built into this. That's right. So there's a I haven't seen one of these for like a saw, this type of saw. Oh boy, it's been 22 years since I've held one of these. But right here there's a little latch. I don't know if you can see that guy. And it activates with that, and on here on your filter it pushes on this guy and it closes there, and that's your choke. Believe it or not, that's your choke. So we got to put that guy on. So you really couldn't run this without this filter on here, but I don't know what state this saw is in. I should give it a what is going on here. Oh, I know it. Yeah, I had that up the wrong way. Okay. Boy, that's been like 22 years since I've serviced a saw like this. Use this guy. So that's a bit different way to do the choke on that, isn't it? Oh, that's all stripped out of there. I won't be doing that way then. I don't even know if we can get parts for these saws anymore. You might. Okay, yes, I don't know what shape this thing's in. Darn it, we should have looked at the plug. It seemed like it's got a whole pile of compression, but this I think had a decompression if I remember right. Let's take this off again. I just want to check this plug. I should have done that before I did that, but it's all good. They come off pretty good. This saw was probably made in the 90s. In that era at some point. Now let me remember. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I think it's under here. Where'd that little piece go? I think that's supposed to be a decompression there. This one doesn't have that decompression on it though. Alright. I will have to look for that little piece. Oh boy. Oh, there it is. Found it. We'll blow this off here too, maybe just real quick here. Alright. It's a bit grimy under there too, but yeah, this would be for a decompression, but actually it's... No, I'm not sure what that guy is. Seems like it's got pretty good compression. Okay, well, let's have a look at the sparkulator here. It's a Champion. It's not exactly the right size for them, but it doesn't skip past, so. I swear they're against us guys working on these and the angles with these plugs in at. Now, I might just squirt a little bit of WD-40 down there. I'm sure it's been a while since this guy's ran. Oh, it doesn't look too terrible bad. I'll soak it here for a minute too. And we'll give her a brushing after. That might help loosen stuff up a bit. And this guy, I think I want to, let's have a look down here. This thing might run pretty good too, I don't know. Try to see if I can see the cylinder. Doesn't look too bad on that side, so maybe we'll be alright. And I'm just going to spray just a little bit of this down here. That'll help a little bit. Alright, I think that's good. We'll have to clean this plug here and see if that'll resurrect. No oil cap though. I'll see how well this thing runs, if it'll start here for us. It might need a carb kit put through it maybe. What I might do though is see if we can kind of get it to start and get some fuel in that carb. And it probably won't run too great. But if we let that fuel sit in that carb for a while, it might soften up the diaphragms and crap again in there. And then it might run pretty good. I think that'll work again. I don't have a spare one for it, so. This might have been why they weren't using this, because they lost the cap or something. Maybe someone blew the saw up too here. I don't know. It feels like it's got pretty good compression. If I get this plug to start again, that is. I don't know, this dealership that's just up the road here from me, I don't know what they'll keep in stock. They probably will have that clutch bell. I doubt they'll have a cap for this thing though. But stranger things have happened. Used to service these all the time. Basically what we're doing here, not really necessarily taking carbs apart and stuff, but we did a lot of cleaning and, you know, send it out nice and cleaning in for the next person when we were renting them. Alright, I'm not going to go super crazy on this guy. I'm just going to get it kind of maybe where she'll work again kind of thing. Doesn't feel right. Why is that so wibbly wobbly? It's bolting right into the that'll have to do. And this little guy. Good. And this guy needs cleaned. Oh boy, does it ever. Alright, we'll plonk this guy on. This thing kind of just slides down and locks in. Like so. And let's just put a bit of fuel in it and see what's going to happen here. It might kick off, it might not do nothing. I don't know. I did blow a bunch of crap out of that tank. I didn't change the filter because I don't have any. That should be enough to get her to pop off maybe. No primer on this, so I'm going to have to probably pull a lot. Actually, my 660, the big fella there, has caps like that on it. Alright, we'll go out and try her. Let's see what happens here. You're going to have to probably pull a bit. Get that brakes on. We better look at that before we run her too hard. Something's not right in there. Imagine it's probably needing a clutch. Bell housing, if it's as worn as it is now. I'm sure that's the original one that's on there. Something's not feeling good in there. Whew. Just lack of maintenance. Maintenance, what's that? Just pull this off here, see how things are spinning. Oh, this is one of the ones with the replaceable little clutch. What do you call it? Puck thingy, whatever, there's a name for it. Drive gear. These ones are a little nicer because you can just take these off and put a new one on. It seems like that's good there. Let's take this out now and see what's going on. Alright, it's actually started better than I thought it would have. Seems like it runs pretty good. Let's just see why it's gumming up. Yeah, let's just pop this guy off of here again. It seems like it runs pretty good. It's probably because someone's like, we don't have time to look at that. Let's get a new saw. Which be my guess. Make sure that's off. I'm sure there's some special tool for taking these things out of here. I don't have one though, so. Yeah, these are the replaceable guys here, so that's kind of nice. It probably should have one too. Well, we'll leave it for now, but it's not looking too bad in there. This bearing's kind of grimed up a little bit. She definitely needs some servicing in there and a lot of cleaning. Well, I'm going to soak this guy a little bit, this little bearing here, and get that crap freed up off of there. It's got a free spin on that, right? Everything else looks pretty good. I'll get this stuff cleaned up though. Alright, we're a little cleaner, which is good, and everything looked good here. I just didn't really like the way it was kind of binding up there, so something was not happy. Yeah, I think we're good. Now, this one I'm not seeing that same system, so they might have a little different thing inside that's spinning off the crankshaft there. It's a little different, this guy, I think. Okay, so we're gonna need a little bit more scoopy stuff. Nice and greasy. There, now she squirted out the way I was wanting to have it do last time. Just don't want too much in there because it'll get on the clutch shoes, right? Just enough. So a peanut butter jar like that will last you probably your entire life for that little bit. Alright, and this guy's not too bad now. I think it looks good. So we'll get, yeah, this one doesn't have that little cut in it, so it doesn't matter where this one goes in. Should be good. We need a little drive hub. Probably should get them one of them. But for today, we'll just try her here. And a little clip, and I'm going to need some pinchers again here. There we go. Yep. She's good. And yeah, that seems to be better now. All right. We've got the bar cleaned up. That guy started. Got our chain back here. I thought maybe it was seizing up a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit kind of crubby. I don't have, yeah, it's a bit rusty. It's a nice brand new chain though. It's not too bad looking. It's got a little bit of a ding off it there, but I can see, but we'll give her a shot here. Maybe we can spray a bit of stuff on it before we fire it up. Get in there. Oh man, sometimes I can do this perfectly and other times it's like I struggle with it. There. Okay. Good. Put this guard on. Good. Ooh, might still be a good saw. We just basically need a couple of bits and pieces here for it. Oh crap. Yeah, that changed because that was tight. That's super too tight. It'll probably loosen up again. Okay. Let's get something on this baby. That'll help. Let's go run her, see what happens. Alright. Seems to start pretty good. Actually runs pretty good for an old junker saw. get that chain from turning. Ooh, not that much. I think it's loading up with fuel on low there. Probably needs a carb clean, but let me grab another little screwdriver here. Maybe we'll try to lean out that just a hair bit. That's in there. Let's see here. Oh, that screwdriver's too big. Huh. Hold on, I gotta get another screwdriver now. Smaller screwdriver. Just lean that a little bit out. Not happy. I think it needs a carb kit. I'm going to let it sit with some fuel in it for about a week though maybe and see if it helps it at all. Kind of running good, but then it's kind of not running good. Kind of makes me think that it's probably got crap in it. Could have an air leak too. Seems to run not bad though. You know, like it seemed to run not terrible bad. I'd go try it in some wood, except I don't have any oil in it. I don't really want to be spraying it every couple of minutes. It's kind of silly. But like I say, sometimes it'll soften itself up inside there again, especially with that two-stroke oil I put in there. It's good stuff. So it sometimes will help. You just kind of let her sit and, you know, juice out for a bit, we'll say. But anyways, that's yeah, no 026. I don't know why that's all wore off right there. It looks like, I know it's a 02. Sure looks like a 6. It's hard to tell. Oh man. Yeah, I think that's him there. Looks like an 026 with a good badge on it. Yeah, looks pretty close to the same thing. We need that cap. Anyways, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna let this sit there and juice the carb for a bit. Well, that one's pretty well empty. Juice the carb for a bit, and we'll come back to it in a week or so and see if it's running any better, because sometimes that'll help. Really don't want to have to put a carb kit in it, but if we have to, I guess. Sweet. Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed all those cleanup and restorations of the old saws there and some brand new saws. And yeah, we'll leave this guy for a bit. I'll get parts for this other guy and then we'll put him back together. The MS 271 needs that clutch for sure. That's him here. It's definitely wore right out. So we'll get that, and I think this one will be fine. I'm just going to see how this one's going to run before I put too much into it. Might not be worth, I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, thanks again. Catch you all later. You guys have a good day.